here on Tana's Fitness Warriors. So to get started, all you need is a chair that does not have any arms, but does have a good stable back to it. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a seat and begin our practice with just relaxing, releasing any bad things that happened or any stressful things that happened before you got to this moment. Release the idea of any of your to-do lists or anything else that you have coming up, because right now it's just about being in the present, being right here in this present moment, because it is the present is the only thing that really matters. Just breathing in and breathing out. As breath is very important. Our breath allows us to regulate our nervous system. And without breath, there is no yoga. So breathing in through your nose and breathing out either through your nose or through your mouth. As you continue to breathe and let go, you can take this time either to allow yourself to close your eyes. You can open your ears to hear the sounds that are around you. Or if your goal is to become a little bit more in tune with your breath, you can use your senses to feel that breath as it hits the top of your nose, feeling that breath as it comes in and out of your throat. If you'd like, you could practice yoga breathing and breathing techniques. Two of my favorites that I like to use is the first one being the 4 breath count, where we breathe in, count to 4, hold it, count to 4, release, count to 4, hold it, count to 4, and begin again. So let's all do that at least 2 times together. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in. You can continue with that as you will. There's another yoga breath technique called Ujjayi breathing. And it does take time to practice to work up. And what you're doing is you're using your throat to come more into play. How you do this is, for example, use your hand like a mirror and like you're fogging it up. Using that upper throat right here. And it's easier to do at first with breathing out, but with more practice, you can also do that Ujjayi breathing with that throat, also breathing in, the more that you practice. So let's do a couple of those together, and we're just going to practice on breathing out. So breathing in and breathing out. In out. One more time, in, out. Go ahead and do a couple on your own. Now as we start to begin our yoga movements, the 4-count breath is not going to be useful with pairing up with yoga movement. However, that Ujjayi breathing can be used all the way through your yoga poses. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and begin. Breathing in and breathing out. And it looks like my music stopped, so give me just a moment to get that restarted again. All right. And of course, you don't need music to do yoga. You simply just need yourself. But sometimes as we're going through the poses, again, our senses might begin to open up. Having some noise in the background to help keep us in that yoga moment can help. So again, let's begin. So let's take that big breath in and let's look up to the sky. And then breathing out as we look down towards our navel or to our legs. Breathing in as we look up to the sky. And breathing out as we look down. Breathing in as we look up to the sky. And breathing out as we look down. One more time as we breathe in, looking up. And breathing out as we look down. And taking that big deep breath in as we come back to neutral. Okay? So take another deep breath in. And breathe out as we look to our right. Breathing in as we come to neutral. And breathing out as we look to our left. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in, coming to neutral. Breathing out as we look to our right or our left. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, and let's look to our left for the last time, or the opposite side. And then breathing in as we come back to neutral. All right, now let's continue to open up that neck. We're gonna breathe in as we bring our right ear or our left ear to our shoulder. We're gonna roll our head back. And then as we bring the opposite ear to our shoulder, we're gonna begin that breath out as we look all the way down. Breathing in as we begin to rotate our head up. And breathing out as we begin to look down. Breathing in as we rotate up. And breathing out as we rotate down. One more time on this side. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now let's bring our head the other direction. Breathing in as we bring that ear to the shoulder as we rotate up. And breathing out as that ear goes to the opposite side as we look down. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And we're going to do one more circle. And as you bring your head, as you look down, as you begin that next breath up, just come all the way up to neutral. So now our neck is a little bit more loosened up. We all carry so much tension within our neck. And doing this helps to get that energy running through our vertebrae so that we can have better communication with our body all the way up to our brain. So now let's kind of shrug our shoulders a little bit. Breathe in as we shrug up, hold it, and then as you breathe out, release. Breathing in as you come up and shrug, and breathing out as you release. Breathing in as you shrug up, and breathing out as you release. All right, let's breathe in now, and then let's begin to rotate our shoulders backwards. So breathing in, and as they begin to circle back, let's release that breath coming all the way down. And then as they come forward, beginning that breath in as you shrug up, and as you breathe out, as they come back and down. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Let's do this one more time. Breathing in, and breathing out. All right. Now let's make our arms like a goal pose. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to breathe in as we reach up to the sky, looking up, and breathe out as you bring those elbows back down and pull the shoulder blades and try and pull your elbows back. If you guys have a chiropractor, he's going to thank me for this. Again, this helps to open it up because a lot of times what happens with our shoulders, we tend to hunch over, or our necks protrude forward. So doing this movement can really help align all of that. And again, allowing that nervous system to run through and better communicate. All right, so we're going to do this 4 times. So let's make our goal pose. And breathing in as we reach up. And breathing out as we reach back. Breathing in as we reach up to the sky. And breathing out as we bring our arms down to the goal pose. Breathing in, reaching up to the sky, looking up to your fingers. And breathing out as you bring those shoulders back down, looking forward. Breathing in, reaching up to the sky, looking up to your fingers. And breathing out, and I have lost count, so let's do it one more time. Breathing in, looking up to the sky. And breathing out. Woo. All right, now bring your arms down, shake them out a little bit. All right, we're going to continue to open these shoulders up a little bit. Let's get some movement in them, and if you want, you can move up to the front of your chair a little bit. That way you have a little bit more room between you and the chair to get that movement. So we're going to take one arm and we're going to bring it up as we breathe in, and then as we start to reach back, you're going to breathe out as you come all the way down. And then you're going to do the next arm, breathing in as you reach forward and up, and breathing out as you reach back and down. All right, let's begin. Breathing in, reaching forward and up, breathing out as you reach back and down. Opposite arm, breathing in, reaching forward and up, breathing out as you reach back and down. Breathing in and breathing out. 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 Breathing in, reaching up, and breathing out, reaching back and down. Breathing in as we move that next arm, and breathing out. One more time on each side as we breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, now let's have our arms go the other direction, right? Because we want to get that full movement one way and the other way. So breathing in as we reach back and up, Breathing out as we reach forward and down. Next arm, breathing in as we reach back and up. Breathing out as we reach forward and down. Next arm, breathing in and breathing out. 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 Breathing in as we reach back and up. And breathing out as we reach forward and down. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do this one more time for each arm as we breathe in, reaching back and above. Breathing out as we reach forward and down. Breathing in and breathing out. All right. All right, we're still going to be working on these shoulders a little bit. Again, where do we always hold our stress? We hold it in our shoulders, right? So we really want to loosen them up. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring up our arm, have our fingers point the sky. Take the opposite hand, reach to that elbow, bring that elbow all the way across your chest as much as you can. Now, a lot of times we tend to bring our shoulder up. Let's try and keep that shoulder down. Be mindful. If you notice your shoulders coming up as you're doing this, just stop. If this is as far as you can go before your shoulder starts to come up, this is your point of limitation. And you know, everyone's going to be a little different, and every day is going to be a little different. And that's what's great about yoga, is the more we practice it, the more progress we see. So let's hold this, and then again, begin to breathe. Breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. All right, let's bring that arm down, shake it out a little bit, and let's bring the next arm up. Again, reaching for that elbow, bringing it all the way across our chest. And breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. All right. Relax and release. Woo. All right. Doesn't that feel good? Now we've opened up our shoulders. We've opened up our neck. We've opened up our chest a little bit as we did that goal pose, reaching up and down. Now let's start to work a little bit more on that spine. So again, we want to sit at the front of our chair. And now we're going to start to twist a little bit. All right, so we're going to take our hand and put it on the opposite outside knee. You're going to take the other arm, and you can either reach for the top of your chair, or you can reach for the bottom. And as we breathe out, we are going to twist. And then breathing in, we're going to come to neutral. Then reach for the opposite, again, for the other side of the opposite knee. And breathe out as we twist. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in 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 and breathing out as you twist. Breathing in, let's twist one more time on each side. Breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And relax. All right. So again, we've gotten from our neck down to our shoulders. We've gotten our spine. Now let's start to open up our legs and our hips. So again, we want to be at the front of our chair, and we're going to go into what's called a goddess pose. So we're going to open up our legs all the way. We can make our arms into a goal post here. And we're just going to look up as we breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in as we look up and breathe out. And breathe in as you're looking up. You might want to pinch those shoulder blades, opening up that chest a little bit more. And breathing out. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. All right. Now we're going to open up the sides of our obliques here. So we're going to go from side to side. What you can do is put your forearm here on your thigh and bringing the other arm above your head, looking up at your hand. And breathing in as we look up. And breathing out as we come to neutral. Breathing in as we look at our hand. Breathing out as we come to neutral. If you want a little bit more stretch, when you come over, you can drop that hand down the side of your leg. As you breathe in, looking up at your hand, breathing out, coming to neutral. Breathing in as we do the next side. And breathing out. Let's do this one more time on each side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Whew. All right. Now let's do a lunge in our chair here. So we're going to come to one edge of our chair. We're going to keep this leg up. Put your hand on your knee for some balance and straighten this other leg all the way up. If you'd like, you can take this other hand to place on your thigh for some balance. You can feel the stretch right in here. All right, so let's just do this for 4 breaths. Breathing in 1 and breathing in 2. Breathing in 3 and breathing in 4. All right, come to neutral and then move your bottom over to the other side, placing that hand on your knee, straightening out the other leg, putting your hand on that thigh, and breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. All right, now let's come back to the center of our chair. If you'd like, you can push your bottom back a little bit. We're going to continue to open up our hips, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our foot and put our ankle across our knee. This is going to open up our hip right here. You're going to be able to feel it all the way through the glutes and your hamstrings. Now, if your knee comes up like this, that is okay. You can take your hand and just put it on your knee. You don't want to push too hard. Just putting a little bit of pressure on there to help bring it down. Again, if this is as best you can do, that is okay. That is where you're at for today. If you find that you are able to do this fully and you feel like you're not getting enough stretch, go ahead and come down onto your forearms, onto your leg. Or if you're able to fold, which I am not quite there yet, able to fold all the way down, you can go ahead and do that as well. So again, let's focus on that breath and breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. All right, come up Put that leg down, relax, maybe shake it up, and let's do the other side. Again, putting that hand on that knee or coming down to your forearms or dropping all the way down to a full forward fold. So we're going to go ahead, breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. And relax and release. All right, let's do that. We're going to do it 2 more times on each leg because sometimes the more we repeat it, the more we start to feel that our hips start to relax and let go, and we can see a little bit of improvement each time. So let's pick up that ankle across that knee and bringing those arms down as we lean forward and taking that first breath in, breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. All right, and come up. Let that leg down. Let's switch to the next leg. Again, either putting that hand down or coming down onto your forearms or all the way forward fold. And breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. And relax. Woo. All right, one more time on each side, bringing that ankle up and coming down and breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. All right, putting that foot down and onto the next one again. You're probably seeing a little bit of improvement in either how much your knee can come down or how much more forward you're able to lean. So last one, breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. All right. Whew. Doesn't that feel great? All right. So now we're going to move to our knees, right? Because we're moving from the top all the way down. And the reason why I do that is because we tend to release our energy moving down our body, right? When we bring energy up into our body, we're able to invoke and manifest. Right now, through these yoga exercises, we're trying to let go, relax, and release. So we're moving all the way down now to our knees. All right, you're going to want to lift those heels up off the ground, and we're going to put our hands on our knees, and we're going to rotate out and in. Here, you can just focus on your breath, whatever feels natural to you. And as you go one way, you might want to circle in the next direction. Again, getting that full movement from one way towards the other. All right, so now we've moved our knees around. Now let's get down to our ankles. So again, bringing those heels up, and let's circle around. We want to do this at least 4 times. And focusing on that breath as you're rotating those ankles around. And then you're going to want to go that other direction. All right. So now we have moved all the way from our head to our toes. But let's do a little bit more with hinging with our hips, right? Because our hips, like our shoulders, we carry a lot of stress on our shoulders. We also tend to carry a lot of stiff energy into our hips. The older we get, the more stiff we tend to get in our hips. We all feel it. So what we're gonna do here, and I'm gonna face this way. You might wanna face the side of your chair here, because we're gonna forward fold and then we're gonna come back up. So we're gonna put a little bit of movement in our hips, both forward and back. So as we're gonna breathe in and breathe out as we start to move forward, right? You can just move forward like this if this is your limitation, coming down to your forearms, or if you can come all the way down to your toes as you breathe all the way out. And then as you breathe in, come all the way up. Let's put our hands in our pockets. Squeeze those elbows together and look up at the sky. And breathing out as we forward fold. And breathing in as we look up to the sky. And breathing out as we forward fold. And breathing in as we look up to the sky. Let's do this one more time as we breathe out and forward fold. And breathing in as we look up to the sky. All right. So that is our chair portion of yoga, sitting in the chair. So now let's get up out of the chair. And before we continue with the yoga pose, let's do one quick stretch that helps us to, again, regulate the nervous system, but also helps to wake up our digestive system and our intestines. So what we're gonna do is, as we twist one way, we're gonna hit the palm of our hand on our shoulder, right below the shoulder on our chest here, and your other hand is gonna hit right here, right about where the kidneys are. And so we're gonna twist one way and then twist the other. And what this movement does is, again, the vibration of it opens up our intestines. It helps everything to start flowing. And you can just use your breath with the movement. And this is technically a technique of Qigong. All right, one more time. All right. Whew. So now our bodies are awake, we're up, and we're standing. So now we're going to use our chair to do more standing poses. And we're going to start with everyone's favorite, the tree pose. So come on to one side of your chair. You're going to use the back of your chair to help stabilize you. Let me move my phone a little bit so I'm a little bit more centered here. All right. So what we're going to do, you're going to pick up that heel and you're going to turn that knee out. You can take that heel and either place it on your ankle, you can place it here on your shin, or you can place it all the way up here on your thigh. Do not, I repeat, never, ever, ever place it on your knee. Our knees are very fragile. It literally takes less pressure to pop your knee out of joint and cause some serious damage than it does to pop your knuckles for relief. So again, bringing that heel up, placing it on our ankle, our shin, or our thighs. Once you have that foot in place, go ahead and grow your branches. And again, you can use that chair for support, or if you feel like you can, go ahead and extend that other side. If you need to grab the chair, that is why it's there. So breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. Bring that knee forward and relax. Whew. Now let's go to the other side of our chair and do the other side. So holding on to our chair as we pick that heel up, turning that knee out, placing that heel on the ankle, the shin, or our thigh, and grow your branches out. Breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. And drop and relax. Let's do this again on the other side, right? Like I said before, often repeating the move more than one time, we can see some improvement in just one practice. So holding on to our chair, bringing that heel up, pointing that knee out, placing that heel on your ankle, your shin, or your thigh, and begin to grow your branches out. Breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. Pointing that knee forward, drop and relax. And let's do the other side one more time. Coming over to the other side. And again, picking that heel up, pointing that knee out, and placing that heel either on our ankle, our shin, or our thigh. And begin to grow those branches out. And breathing in 1, breathing in 2, breathing in 3, and breathing in 4. Point that knee forward and drop and relax. Now if you want, you can walk those feet out. All right. So, like tree pose, another popular movement in yoga is going to be your downward dog. And downward dog can be really challenging for a lot of people. Maybe it hurts your wrists, it hurts your shoulders, maybe you simply can't bend all the way down. And it's not just an age thing, right? Maybe you're a big bodybuilder and your movements are restricted. Maybe you've had an injury. You know, there's a lot of different things that can prevent us from being able to do that downward dog, as we see posing all the time. And pretty much every yoga class you go to, they're going to be doing vinyasas and downward dog. And maybe that's something that's been preventing you from going, and that's another great reason why you should be doing chair yoga. So we're going to flip our chair so that we have access to the back of the chair. And here what we want to do, we want to take a step away from the chair, right, so that we've got this great distance. We want to push our hips back here, and then we want to hinge, right? We don't want to curl our back. We want to make sure we've got a nice straight line and for alignment. And then we want to make sure our feet are hip width apart. And as we use the chair, we can slowly come down. The moment you feel yourself doing this, that is your limitation, okay? That is where I want you to stop. Make sure you are not locking your knees. Keep them nice and soft. And then find where your point is on your chair. And then we're going to hold this here. Breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. Breathing in 4. And on that last exhalation, breathe in as you come all the way up. Let's put our hands back in our pockets, squeezing those elbows together, looking up at the sky. And then with our next breath down, reach back out to your chair, pushing those hips back again. Let's come back down into that downward dog, keeping those knees soft, not locked. And once you get into that position that is best for you, let's focus on that breath again. Breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. And on that last exhalation, breathe in as we come all the way up, putting our hands in our pockets and looking up to the sky. And one more time as we breathe out, reaching for our chair, hinging at our hips, and find your position on your chair. Again, don't walk those knees. And once you found that position for your downward dog, let's focus on those 4 breaths. Breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing in 4. And on that last exhalation, as we breathe in, let's come all the way back up, putting our hands in our pockets and looking up to the sky. And you can take a moment here. Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathing in 1. Breathing in 2. And breathing in 3. And relax. All right. Let's come back to our chair here. Looks like I've picked up a friend along the way. Come on. I need my chair back, sir. All right. So we're going to come back to our chair as we find ourselves in Savasana. This is the ending and the relaxation part of our yoga practice. It is at this time you can either put your hands facing down on your thighs. This helps to ground you as you move forward throughout your day. Or if you'd like for your palms to be face up, it means that you are now open and ready to receive throughout the day. And again, you can close your eyes. And we're going to focus on our breath here. It is at this time you can simply either just focus on that breath. You can focus on that ujjayi breathing that maybe you've been using through all of your yoga poses, or maybe it's now time to stop that ujjayi breathing and just do simple breath work. Or if you did the 4-count breath in the beginning, let's do another 4-count breath here at the end. So again, for those of you who are joining a little bit later in the video, our 4-count breath is a great breathing exercise. And what it is we breathe in, count to 4, hold it, count to 4, breathe out, count to 4, hold it, count to 4, and breathe in again. So let's do it together 2 times. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing in. You can continue with that 4-count breath, or choose whatever breathing exercise works best for you as we get into our Savasana. Our little slice of heaven. Breathing in that fresh, vibrant energy that nurtures our body. And breathing out as we let go, relax, releasing toxins and things that do not belong to us. As we breathe out, our breath is actually nurturing a vibrant energy for all of the plants that are around us. They pull that in and it nurtures them. And then what they breathe out, because of it being toxic to them, releasing what they don't need, that becomes the nurturing air that we breathe in. Our breath work and our connection to the plants and the life around us, this is a constant reminder to let go. Let go. because the great divine knows how to cycle what is toxic to you to turn it into vibrant, nurturing energy for something else. So if you're holding on to something, that means you are denying something that is nurturing to another thing that is around us or another person. So just continue to breathe and be comfortable with letting go. If your eyes have been closed, go ahead and open them now. Begin to wiggle those toes and those fingers, moving your ankles and your wrists about as you come back to this present moment. And get ready to journey on along your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. And if you would like to join me every Monday at 10 a.m., please sign up for the Mindfulness Warrior here on Tana's Fitness Warriors. With that membership, you get to see me every single Monday for chair yoga. But you know what? On Wednesdays, you get to work out with Tana doing her strength and balancing class. And then every Friday, you also get to do Tabata, which is a little bit more of a cardio intense workout. And then on top of that, of course, you get to see all of our little reels and everything else. And don't forget to visit our website at tanasfitnesswarriors.com. There we have access to all kinds of great products, yoga mats, water bottles, some really awesome t-shirts and tank tops. And if you haven't already gotten your 2026 calendar, you might want to pick ours up. We've got a QR code for every month, and that comes with 3 PDF downloads every single month. That's going to be a new recipe and things just to keep you going and motivated to keep moving every month and being able to track your movement and being able to track your progress. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And again, thank you so much for following me, and I hope to see you next Monday. Take care.